A bright spring afternoon, pale yellow sunlight spread across the bustling streets. The bells of coffee shops echoed, motorbikes rumbled past, the faces of passers-by reflected in the windows. Everything seemed peaceful, but fate was lurking silently. At the edge of the sidewalk, 10-year-old Lily slid slowly in her wheelchair. Her tiny hands gripped the rim, sweat beading on her forehead as she struggled to move. Beside her sat Rex, a burly German shepherd, a veteran former K9 police dog, now retired. Rex's shiny brown fur shone in the sunlight, his deep eyes staring intently at his little owner, as if reminding her that he would always be there to protect her. While Lily and Rex may seem like an ordinary couple to passers-by, a cheerful little girl and a loyal dog, to those who know their story, theirs is a special bond. 2 years ago, Lily lost her father, Daniel Carter, a brave and respected police officer. Rex had been Daniel's loyal companion on the K9 team. Since Daniel's death, Rex has become Lily's protector, friend, and source of hope. Rex is more than just a dog. He knows how to push open doors with his nose, pick up dropped toys, and sometimes bark softly to get Lily's attention when she needs help. Every day, Rex proves that love and responsibility know no age and never tire. Lily stopped the car in front of a coffee shop where her mother was going to buy a drink. She reached out and gently stroked Rex's head, exclaiming, "You are the most wonderful dog in the world." Rex glanced at her, wagged his tail, and smiled slightly, as if he understood the compliment. But then, the peaceful atmosphere was broken by the roar of motorbikes rushing down the street. 5 elderly men, riding shiny black motorbikes, appeared with fierce looks. Leather jackets, tattoos covering their arms, cold eyes, contemptuous smiles. They stopped in front of the cafe, their eyes scanning the passers-by, giving the impression that everyone was avoiding them. Rex stood at attention, muscles tensed, tail raised. Lily could feel the tension in his body. "It's okay, boy," she whispered, stroking Rex's neck. "It's just some bikers." But Rex didn't relax, his trained senses alert to danger. One of the men, tall, gray-bearded, with a cruel smile, stepped forward, looked at Rex, and sneered. "Oh, this is the dog guarding the little girl. How funny." His friends laughed along, their voices like thunder. Lily shrank back, her hands clutching the wheelchair handles, her heart pounding. Rex did not retreat. His eyes fixed on Duke, the tall man's name. The city seemed to fall silent. All the surrounding sounds faded. Lily whispered, "Please don't scare him, Rex." But Duke just sneered, "Scared little girl, we just want to play." Rex let out a low growl from his chest, sounding like a warning, the sound startling everyone around. Duke stepped closer, his shoes clicking loudly on the sidewalk, his teasing smile never leaving Rex's eyes. Some of the people standing nearby were embarrassed and scared. Lily trembled. "Please, please don't." And then the fateful moment happened. Duke raised his leg, kicking Rex hard in the chest. The sound of the impact made the air thick. Everyone was horrified. Rex fell down in pain, but in just a moment, his eyes turned from pain to focus, determined to protect Lily. There was silence for a moment. He didn't bark or lunge, just stood there, muscles tense, staring at Duke. An older man, Mark Jensen, a former police K9 officer, drinking coffee nearby, recognized immediately. This is no ordinary dog. Rex began to shift from alert to maximum protection, every muscle tensed, as if ready to deal with any dangerous action. Everyone watched. No one dared to intervene, but phones were raised, recording every moment. Lily was still shaking, but looked at Rex with absolute trust. She whispered, "You're doing great, Rex. Just protecting. It's okay." Rex, despite the pain, remained absolutely calm, a living testament to K9 training, to love and responsibility overcoming fear. The atmosphere was tense. Every citizen and passerby held their breath. The confrontation between Rex, the loyal dog, and Duke, the confident but reckless one. Seemed like a battle was about to break out, but Rex himself controlled the situation with absolute discipline, the standard of a K9 who had served. All eyes were on Rex, the loyal dog standing in front of Lily like an unyielding warrior. Duke sneered, stepping closer, but he didn't move. Just held his position, his eyes never leaving her. Each of Duke's footsteps echoed on the pavement like a challenge, but Rex stood still, his muscles taut as a bowstring. Lily felt her heart pounding harder than ever, but she knew her four-legged friend wouldn't let her be in danger. A small part of her was scared, but most of her trusted him completely. She whispered, "You just need to protect me." "It's okay, Rex." Duke stopped, smirked, then raised his hand to gently stroke Rex's head, as if to challenge him. But Rex did not yield. He took a small step back, his body tensed, ready to react if attacked. Duke's friends whispered to each other, some of them feeling uneasy at the dog's determination. Suddenly, from the corner of the street, a police siren sounded. The red and blue lights reflected on the cafe's glass, startling everyone. A patrol car stopped nearby, and a policeman got out, holding a radio in his hand, his voice serious. "What are you doing here? Stop immediately!" Duke frowned, startled, but still tried to appear calm. Lily's four-legged friend took a step back, but still kept Lily behind him. Rex was not only a loyal dog, but also a spiritual protector for her, making any danger seem slow. A group of people nearby started filming with their phones, their eyes filled with fear and admiration. No one dared to intervene directly, but everyone could see Rex's bravery. He was not aggressive, just protecting by standing in the way, ready to react if necessary. Lily whispered to Rex, "You did well. Don't worry. Just protect." Rex glanced at her, his deep eyes filled with understanding and affection. He knew he had to do everything to ensure his mistress's safety. Duke, looking at Rex and Lily, realized that he had underestimated the situation. He had not expected a former K9 dog to be so calm and decisive. His eyes began to droop, but he still tried to appear authoritative. Meanwhile, Lily felt her heart rate slow a little as the police approached. Their voices were stern but reassuring. "We'll handle this. Is the dog okay, girl?" A police officer approached, placing a hand on Lily's shoulder. Rex stood by, his eyes still fixed on Duke and his companions. The small dog with Lily had now become a powerful image of courage and loyalty. Everyone around realized that this was not just a story about a girl and a dog, but also a testament to the power of love and perseverance. Duke finally backed away, shrugging his shoulders in frustration, but not daring to do anything more. His companions quickly retreated as well, realizing that in the face of Rex and the arrival of the police, any reckless action would be meaningless. Lily took a deep breath, exhaled gently, pressed her hand on Rex, and said softly, "You are so wonderful, Rex. I knew you would protect me." Rex glanced at the little girl, his tail wagging lightly, as if agreeing and feeling the deep love from his little mistress. The tense moment passed. The spring sunshine shone on the street again. Everything seemed normal again. But the story of courage, loyalty, and the special relationship between Lily and Rex will never be forgotten. Every step they took after that, on the street full of light or in the dark, contained the power of love and protection, reminding that sometimes courage does not come from people, but from a loyal heart and willingness to sacrifice. After Duke and his group retreated, the street seemed to return to silence, but Lily still couldn't take her eyes off the place where they had just stood. She took a deep breath, looked at Rex, and a sense of peace gradually spread. The dog was not only her protector, but also the strongest spiritual support she had ever known. Lily held Rex's hand tightly as they walked towards the park near their house. With each step, she felt her heart still beating fast, but it was the heartbeat of life, of safety. She knew that today would be a day that she and Rex would never forget. When they reached the waterfront in the park, Lily sat down, Rex lying beside her, occasionally glancing at her as if to remind her, "Everything is okay, it's okay." The wind blew gently, making Lily's hair flutter in front of her face, creating a rare moment of peace after the storm. But the peace did not last long. A figure appeared from afar, walking quickly, as if searching for something. Lily cowered, her eyes looking at Rex, her heart starting to beat fast again. Rex immediately stood up, his ears perked up, on high alert. He knew the danger was not over yet. The person who appeared was a middle-aged man wearing a black coat, walking hurriedly. He stopped, looked at Lily and Rex, then called out in a low voice, "Little girl, little dog. Are you okay? I'm here to help." Lily took a step back, but Rex stood in front of her, his eyes fixed on the stranger. There was something reassuring in his gaze. Who are you?" Lily asked, her voice trembling. The man smiled softly, his voice deep and warm. "I am Alex, an old friend of your mother. I know that Duke is looking for you and wants you to be in danger. I came to ensure your safety." Rex took a deep breath, as if assessing the truth of his words. After a few seconds, the dog gently backed away, allowing Lily to move closer to Alex. She felt his sincerity, and her heart began to calm down. Alex took out his phone from his pocket and opened the map, showing Lily the dangerous places where Duke might appear. "We'll take this route, avoiding the usual spots. I've also called the police for backup. This smart boy will keep us safer." He winked at Rex, and Rex responded with a slight nod, as if he understood the responsibility. During the walk, Lily told Alex everything from Duke's first interest in her to the confrontation down the street. Alex listened intently, nodding occasionally as if imagining every dangerous detail. Rex walked beside him, always alert to every shadow. The atmosphere was peaceful and tense. Every time she heard the sound of a car or saw a shadow pass by, Lily would gently squeeze Rex's hand. Alex whispered, "It's okay, we'll make it. He's a warrior." Lily smiled softly, a warm feeling creeping into her heart, believing that with Rex and Alex she would no longer be alone. As it began to get dark, they arrived at a safe house that Alex had prepared in advance. It was a place that Duke would not be able to find. Lily entered, breathing a sigh of relief. Rex ran around checking every corner of the house, making sure there was no danger. Alex sat down next to Lily, placing his hand on her shoulder. "Tomorrow we will continue to monitor, plan, so that Duke will not have a chance to get close. But tonight, rest. Your little warrior has worked too hard." Rex then lay down next to Lily, his head resting on her leg, and she felt his steady breathing. Lily looked out of the window, the moonlight shining through, illuminating the three of them. She thought to herself, "Even though there are dangers ahead, I am no longer afraid. With Rex and Alex, I can face anything." In the darkness, Rex kept his post, his eyes shining with determination. The story was not over, but Lily felt, for the first time in her life, truly safe and protected. And that was the power of friendship, loyalty, and courage, a power that could not be defeated. The next morning, the weak sunlight filtered through the window, illuminating the quiet room. Lily woke up to find Rex curled up beside her, eyes closed but ears still perked up, alert to every small sound. She quietly got out of bed and walked into the living room, where Alex had prepared a light breakfast. "Good morning, Lily. Sleep well?" Alex asked, his voice low and gentle. "Yeah, I slept okay," Lily replied, her voice still sleepy but her eyes bright. She looked at Rex, who barely took his eyes off the window. Alex smiled. "Don't worry, we'll plan our next steps today. But first, let's eat something." During breakfast, Alex explained in detail the routes Duke could take, the dangerous spots they needed to avoid, and how Rex could help warn them. Lily listened attentively, occasionally taking notes in her notebook, her heart filled with determination. Rex sat next to her, glancing up occasionally as if to confirm the plan. After eating, they prepared to go out. Lily put on her coat, checked her small backpack with water and some necessary items. Rex was ready, put on the leash, and looked at Lily. His eyes seemed to say, "Together we won't be afraid." Alex looked at them and nodded. "Be prepared. Today will be an important day." They left the safe house and walked down the quiet street. Everything seemed normal, but Lily could feel her heart rate increase with each step. Rex walked ahead, ears perked, nose sniffing the air, looking for any signs of trouble. Alex walked beside him, eyes scanning the surroundings, hand constantly on his sling bag where he held his police phone. As they reached another park, Duke's figure appeared in the distance, standing in front of the bushes, watching them. Lily stiffened, her heart almost jumping out of her chest. Rex immediately barked loudly, rushing towards Duke, but Alex quickly held back. "Calm down, Rex. Let me handle it." Alex raised his hand and called out to Duke, "We know you're there. No need to act recklessly. Come out and talk calmly." Duke frowned, looking annoyed, but still kept his distance. Lily stepped back, standing behind Rex, her eyes fixed on him. Duke said coldly, "Do you think I will let this go so easily? This girl will not escape me again." Alex replied, his voice low but powerful. "Listen to me. If you continue, the consequences will be dire. We are not threatening, just warning. This girl is no longer prey. You will pay the price if you are reckless." Rex barked continuously, stepping closer to Lily, protecting her. The dog's eyes were full of determination, seeming to give strength to the little girl. Lily felt her courage rise, no longer afraid. Duke frowned, but his eyes began to worry when he saw Rex and Lily's confidence. He recalculated and finally turned and left, his steps heavy, but not daring to attack directly. As Duke disappeared, Lily sighed, feeling the tension gradually lessen. She looked at Alex and asked, Are you sure he won't come back?" Alex nodded. "We warned him. If he comes back, the police will be there. But today, you and Rex have proven one thing. No one can hurt you easily anymore." Rex jumped up, rubbing his head against Lily's hand, as if to comfort her and share her joy of victory. Lily smiled, tears rolling down her cheeks, a complete sense of peace mixed with happiness. She knew that despite the challenges ahead, today they had passed an important step. Alex looked at them, his voice low and soft. "We are not over yet, but this time you are stronger, braver, and I believe, with Rex by your side, Lily will no longer be afraid of anything." Lily hugged Rex, feeling the strength of their loyalty and friendship. She knew the journey ahead was still filled with danger, but today she had learned something important. Courage is not the absence of fear, but standing firm in the face of fear. The evening shadows began to fall, casting a gentle light over the three of them. Lily, Rex, and Alex continued on, their steps sure, their eyes determined. They were not just seeking safety, but also creating their own strength from friendship, loyalty, and unyielding courage. Evening fell. The dim streetlights reflected on the empty streets. Lily, Rex, and Alex found shelter in a small, abandoned house, far from the city center. The air in the house was so quiet that even breathing could be heard. Lily sat on the floor, leaning against the cold wall, looking at Rex, who remained alert, his ears erect and his nose sniffing the air constantly. Alex spread a small blanket, sat beside him, and said in a low voice, "We need to plan for tomorrow. He won't give up easily. If we want to end this, we have to take the initiative." Lily nodded, clutching her notebook tightly. She jotted down notes, every detail, every place they passed, every strange move Duke made. Everything was recorded carefully because Lily understood that the smallest information could be the key to protecting herself and those she cared about. Rex suddenly barked softly, stood up, and looked towards the window. Alex also turned around, his eyes sharp as knives. "Who is out there?" Lily held her breath, her heart pounding. A figure passed by outside the light, but quickly disappeared. Rex remained vigilant, not taking his eyes off the darkness. Alex's face was serious. "We don't have time to let our guard down. He can track us. It's best to move early tomorrow morning, but we have to be strategic." They didn't sleep that night. Lily watched Rex and learned to read his signals. When his fur fluttered, when his ears pricked up, when his nose pointed a certain way. Each action had a message, a silent language that Lily had to understand. Alex taught her how to use light, shadow, and sound to detect danger before it appeared. They left the abandoned house early in the morning, the sky still misty. Every step was careful and quiet, but Lily felt a new strength in her. Rex led the way, sniffing the air, detecting nearby traces. Lily realized that today they were not just seeking safety, they were seeking a way to confront Duke and end the dangerous games he had played. When they reached a small forest, which Alex had said was a temporary safe location, Duke suddenly appeared from behind the trees. He was no longer as silent as before. His eyes were burning with a fierce fire. His lips moved as if he wanted to say something, but his anger made him silent. Rex charged forward, barking loudly, and Lily stood behind him, clutching her notebook. Alex stepped forward, his voice cold. "Duke, we warned you. Reckless actions will only bring consequences. This girl and Rex are no longer prey." Duke stepped closer, but stopped abruptly. When Rex roared, his teeth bared in power. Lily felt Rex's energy flow through her, steadying her, no longer trembling. He frowned, narrowing his eyes, realizing that it would not be as easy to overwhelm them as before. Lily took a deep breath and stepped forward, her voice trembling but determined. "Stop. We are not afraid of you anymore. Today, you cannot use fear to control us." Alex looked at Duke, his voice low. "You still have a chance to retreat. One more wrong step, and the consequences will be very serious." Duke stepped back, his eyes angry but also a little scared. He turned and disappeared into the shadows of the forest, leaving behind the silence and a vague sense of victory. Lily breathed a sigh of relief, feeling her heart slow down, but inside, she knew the fight wasn't over. Rex jumped up, nuzzling his head into her hand, as if to remind her that they still had strength. Lily hugged the dog, realizing that courage, intelligence, and loyalty were their strongest weapons. Alex put his hand on Lily's shoulder. "Today, you have passed your first test, but we need to prepare ourselves for what lies ahead. We have conquered our fears, but there is still much to do." Lily looked at Rex, her eyes determined. She knew that no matter how dangerous the future held, she would never back down. With Rex by her side, Alex by her side, and courage in her heart, she felt ready to face any challenge. The morning light of the forest cast a soft glow over the three of them. They continued on, step by step, not only for safety, but also to prove the power of courage, friendship, and the determination to never succumb to the darkness. They continued deeper into the forest, the dense canopy blocking out the light, leaving behind faint paths and the distant chirping of birds. Lily could feel the tension in the air, but her heart was no longer trembling. Rex led the way with every step, his nose constantly probing and alerting for any unusual signs. Alex walked ahead, eyes constantly scanning the area, keeping a safe distance, and always ready to react. Suddenly, a loud rustling of leaves sounded from behind. The three of them stopped immediately. Rex roared, his eyes shining, his feet planted firmly on the ground. Lily took a deep breath, feeling her heart rate increase, but she knew she had to stay calm. From the shadows of the forest, a group of strangers appeared. Their faces were obscured, their eyes cold, and their bodies filled with pressure. Alex immediately stood in front, his voice cold. "Who are you? Leave, or we will not show mercy." A man stepped out, his voice low and hoarse. "We are not looking for trouble, but Duke did something wrong. Not only did he threaten you, but he also implicated us. We want to talk." Lily felt the tension rising, but her eyes remained firm. Rex groaned slightly but did not rush forward. Alex looked at the group, his face stern. "We don't have time to negotiate. If you want to survive, stand aside or retreat." The group of people were silent, but Lily noticed a hint of fear in their eyes. One of them stepped closer, holding out his hand as if to console. "We know how dangerous Duke is. If you want to take him down, we can help." Lily turned to Alex, her eyes filled with questions. Alex nodded slightly, signaling that they could cooperate for now, but still be on high alert. Rex jumped up, rubbing his head against Lily's leg as if to remind her, "Be careful, it's not safe yet." Together, they moved towards a clearing where light filtered through the trees. The group of strangers began to tell the story of Duke. He was not just a violent man, but also a man who ran a complex network, spreading fear and exploiting those around him. Lily felt the danger growing, but also saw their goal clearly. Duke had to be stopped. Alex quickly made a plan. "We'll split into 2 groups. Lily and Rex will go in the direction I'll lead, and the other group will provide support from the other side. When Duke shows up, we'll have to react as a team. Don't give him a chance to escape." Lily nodded, clutching her notebook tightly. She knew that every move now had to be precise and flawless. Rex ran around, checking the terrain, the wind rustling through the leaves, carrying a sense of excitement and danger. When everything was ready, they waited. Time passed so slowly that each second seemed to drag on forever. And then Duke appeared from the other side of the forest, walking slowly but powerfully, his eyes blazing with ferocity. But this time, he found himself not so easily overwhelmed. Rex charged forward, roaring, and Lily followed, her voice trembling but strong. "Stop, Duke. Your game ends here today." Alex signaled, and the group of strangers advanced, forming a perfect circle. Duke's escape route was blocked. He backed away, his eyes flashing with anger and panic. This time, Duke realized he had no control, no power to instill fear. Under the morning light filtering through the forest canopy, Lily felt the strength of Rex's unity, courage, and loyalty. She realized that fear no longer had power over them, and the light of hope gradually spread. Duke disappeared into the shadows of the forest, leaving behind silence. But Lily knew this was not the end. This was only the beginning of a longer battle. But they were ready now, with strong hearts, indomitable spirits, and the strength that comes from trust and friendship. Lily took a deep breath and looked at Rex and Alex. "We made it today, but we still have to be vigilant. There are many challenges ahead, but we will never back down." Rex barked softly, as if in agreement. Alex gave a rare smile, his eyes sharp but filled with determination. The 3 of them stepped into the forest, each step carried with strong will, no longer afraid, only steadfastness and determination to fight for justice and safety. Lily and Rex stood in the middle of the park, the golden afternoon light illuminating the path. Both were still tense from the previous event, but no longer afraid. Rex wrapped himself around Lily, tilting his head slightly, emphasizing that all danger was past. All the surrounding sounds seemed to die down, leaving only the sound of falling leaves and Rex's steady breathing. Duke sat on a nearby bench, his head bowed, his eyes filled with regret. He had once thought that strength came from force and dominance, but now, facing Rex's steadfastness and discipline, he realized that true strength lay in loyalty, courage, and love. He sighed, finally realizing that his actions had only brought him shame and embarrassment. Mark stood near Lily, his eyes watching her every move, but his face softened. He looked at Rex, seeing that the dog's loyalty and discipline kept everything under control. A small smile appeared on his lips as he saw that Duke had finally learned his lesson. Lily looked at Duke with clear eyes, but not angry. "Rex forgave you," she said, her voice innocent but full of strength. "Only bad people get bitten. You are not bad anymore." Duke slowly stood up, his head bowed. He felt a relief he had never felt before. For the first time in years, he felt true peace. He stepped closer, placed his hand on Rex's head, and received a gentle nudge of his nose as a sign of acceptance and forgiveness. The four of them, Lily, Rex, Mark, and Duke, stood together in a moment of silence, the afternoon sun reflecting off their faces, warming everything. No more hatred, no more fear, just understanding, loyalty, and a lesson in true strength. Rex finally wrapped his arms around Lily, gently sitting down, breathing evenly and peacefully. Lily smiled, petting her dog, feeling the love and protection Rex had for her. Mark smiled at the two of them, knowing that everything had returned to order. Duke took a few steps back, observing silently. He realized that sometimes power comes not from muscle or authority, but from patience, control, and unconditional loyalty. He told himself that he would change, learn to be a better person, and let his past actions be nothing more than lessons. As the sun set, their long shadows cast a peaceful yet powerful image on the ground. Lily pushed her cart slowly. Rex walked beside her, Mark followed, and Duke stood a little further away, but no longer felt any animosity. They all understood that today was a new beginning. The sound of the wind blowing through the trees, the rustling of falling leaves, everything blended together in a silence filled with meaning. This was not only a victory for Rex, but also a victory of loyalty, courage, and forgiveness. Lily laughed, Rex wagged his tail, Mark smiled quietly, and Duke felt true peace in his heart for the first time. The story ends, but the message resonates. Courage is not domination, strength is not violence, and true heroes sometimes walk on four legs, but teach humans the greatest lessons of love and loyalty.